Please be seated. Thank you. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you, VFW. First class. We would also like to take a moment this morning to recognize and thank our elected officials for their attendance. So to my right, I would like to recognize Richard Evans from the U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell's office, and also Raquel Crowley from U.S. Senator Patty Murray's office. We also have with us today our Port Commissioners, Roy Keck, Lori Stevens, and Commission President Christy Rasmussen. And also joining us today is City of Richland Mayor Alvarez. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize our past commissioners, Jane Haggerty and Robert Larson, that are here joining us today. And then I see in the audience, we have a few people that are running for election. So be sure to say hello to them at the conclusion of this event. Is there any others out in the audience that I missed? Thank you. So thank you for joining us today to recognize and honor the USS Triton 586 historic top secret mission, Operation Sandblast. Triton left Groton, Connecticut on February 16, 1960, with 184 personnel aboard, led by decorated World War II hero, Captain Edward L. Beach, Jr. Only 2 weeks prior, the Pentagon had informed Captain Beach that Triton's shakedown cruise, which is the final test of a naval vessel, would be like no other. Triton would become the first submarine to circumnavigate the globe submerged and undetected, powered by its dual nuclear reactors that are direct descendants of Hanford reactors. The undersea mission was classified, so only the officers knew that Triton would be at sea for more than 80 days, which is double the anticipated duration, and no mail could be sent or received during that period of time. Captain Beach blamed an unknown bureaucrat in Washington, D.C., of course, when handing crew members a checklist of preparations they were required to complete, such as finishing their taxes, renewing their car tags, and making arrangements for rent and other payments through mid-May. Additionally, each sailor would need to prepare their family for a long absence. The crew did not learn the true nature of Triton's mission until 2 days into the journey. During the undersea voyage around the world, a team of technical and scientific personnel aboard would gather valuable data about ocean currents, temperatures, and densities. A precision depth recorder was installed to map the sea floor along Triton's route. This instrument resulted in several discoveries, including a new underwater mountain range, which was aptly named Saunders Peak, after the officer on deck, Jerry Saunders, radar man second class, who accurately identified its existence while on depth recorder duty. Throughout the journey, Triton's crew overcame numerous obstacles, including a covert transfer of a sailor suffering a severe bout of kidney stones to a naval ship off the coast of Uruguay. Under cover of darkness, the upper part of Triton's sail, this superstructure we're standing next to today, breached the surface just enough to move the ailing sailor through the upper conning tower hatch to a life raft while Triton's hull remained submerged. Other undersea challenges were regular mechanical issues, including an incident involving a high-pressure hydraulic oil spray in the after torpedo room. Captain Beach described this dangerous incident by writing in his log, "Had Alan Steele's actions not been so instantaneous and so precisely correct, a complete loss of the ship's main hydraulic system must inevitably have happened within a few seconds more. This would have caused momentary loss of all driving, plane control, and steering as well. Even with automatic shift to the emergency control, the ship's high speed at the time does not permit this possibility to be viewed after, other than with the deepest concern." At a White House ceremony that followed the completion of Operation Sandblast, the Secretary of the Navy awarded 21-year-old Commander Alan Steele with a Navy Commendation Medal for his bravery, quick thinking, and instantaneous action to avert certain disaster. You can learn more about this incident, see photos of Commander Steele receiving his award in the port building's lobby, which we have set up as a Triton exhibit space for today's event. Plus, we are incredibly honored and grateful to announce that Commander Steele is here with us today. Captain Beach was also honored by President Eisenhower with the Legion of Merit, and the entire Operation Sandblast crew received the Presidential Unit Citation, which is the highest award a unit can receive. Triton's submerged circumnavigation was officially completed on April 25th, 1960, but Triton remained underwater and continued to Spain to deliver a plaque in tribute of Magellan and Triton's historic voyages. The Latin inscription on the plaque translates to, "Hail, noble captain, it is done again." From Spain, Triton returned to a jubilant crowd on May 11th, 1960, and we have done our very best to replicate a similar scene those sailors saw as they came into port on that memorial homecoming nearly 62 years ago to the day. We have a recognition plaque to present to Operation Sandblast crew, members who are with us today as a token of our sincere appreciation for their commitment and dedication to accomplishing the Operation Sandblast mission, which proved invaluable to the United States and the world during the Cold War. The New York Times described Triton's mission as a triumph of human prowess and engineering skill, a feat of which the United States Navy can rank as one of its brightest victories in man's ultimate conquest of the seas. So at this time, we will go ahead and present each crew member with their plaque, and we will call upon our commission and Mayor Alvarez. So up first, I would just like to mention we have one party that's not able to be here today, David B. He is unable to join us due to a recent injury, but we want to recognize him just with some applause. But he is retired from the Navy as a senior chief torpedo man mate after 21 years of service. So for David B. Up next, we've got John F. Kuster, a commissary man 3rd class, and retired from the Navy as a senior chief sonar technician after 21 years of service. Up next, Robert C. Perkins, RM2 radio man, 2nd class, Operation Sandblast, and retired as a Master Chief Petty Officer after 24 years of service. Alan W. Steele, torpedo man, mate, 3rd class, and retired as commander after 30 years of service. And Marion A. Windle, Chief Petty Officer, radio man, who is retired as a Chief Warrant Officer after 29 years of service. Thank you. The port would like to recognize the crew and family of Operation Sandblast and later missions that could not join us for today's celebration. We have heard from many during the planning process for this event, and we hope that they are able to join us via our live stream today. This includes Captain Beach's widow, Ingrid. And so we want to say hello to Ingrid. Your support means so much to us, and we want you and your family to know how much we appreciate your husband's many achievements, including his fantastic writings involving the USS Triton. There went a balloon. Celebration for you, Ingrid. Congressman Dan Newhouse, who serves our 4th district of Washington State, really wanted to be here today, but he's in DC this week. The congressman has prepared a congressional record and asked that we share it with the sailors who have joined us today. So I'm going to take a moment and read that. Wednesday, May 11th, 2022. Madam Speaker, I rise today to recognize Senior Chief Torpedo Man, mates David E. Bowe, Marion A. Wendell, Chief Petty Officer, Radio Man, Senior Chief Sonar Technician, John F. Kuster, Master Chief Petty Officer, Robert C. Perkins, and Commander Alan W. Steele, the original crew members around the U.S. Triton during the submarine's 1960 top secret mission, Operation Sandblast. This mission was instrumental in the Cold War. Not only did the crew gather valuable oceanography data throughout its circumnavigation of the globe while remaining entirely submerged and undetected, but they demonstrated their endurance and the submarine's technical capabilities. At the time of Triton's commissioning in 1959, it was considered the largest, most powerful, and most expensive submarine ever built. The Port of Benton in Richland, Washington, worked with the U.S. Navy to preserve USS Triton's 75-foot long sail and conning tower that is on display at the USS Triton Sail Park to honor submariners and highlight the significance of Triton's impact on the nuclear age. Central Washington is proud to hold this piece of our nation's history, and I am honored to recognize these brave crew members for their commitment and dedication to accomplishing Operation Sandblast mission, which proved invaluable to the United States and the world during the Cold War. Thank you, and I yield back, Dan Newhouse. The congressman would also like to let you know that he's going to provide hard copies of this record that will be delivered to the port offices and to each one of you after today's event. So please join me in welcoming Port of Benton Commission President Christy Rasmussen. I really do know her name. To read Proclamation 2201, honoring the crew members aboard Operation Sandblast.
Good morning, and thank you for being here. It's my honor to read this proclamation today. Port of Benton, Official Proclamation 22-01, honoring the original crew members of USS Triton Operation Sandblast. Whereas US Triton SSRN 586 was one of the first nuclear-powered submarines operated by dual nuclear reactors, direct descendants of Hanford reactors, and whereas in 1960, Triton covered 26,723 nautical miles, completely submerged, and generally followed the around-the-world route explorer Ferdinand Magellan had attempted to navigate in 1521. And whereas Triton completed the top secret expedition called Operation Sandblast, hence acquiring valuable oceanographic data and demonstrating the crew's endurance and the submarine's technical capabilities during the Cold War. And whereas in May of 1960, President Dwight D. Eisenhower presented Captain Edward L. Beach Jr. with the Legion of Merit and the Triton's crew with the Presidential Unit Citation. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Port of Benton Commission expresses its sincere and wholehearted appreciation to all the Triton's crew and those members aboard Triton during Operation Sandblast for their historic achievement of the submerged circumnavigation of the globe. For though they experienced many challenges, the crew remained steadfast and committed to accomplishing the mission and proving to the world that such a feat was possible, allowing for future scientific achievements and milestones in the nuclear age. Dated and signed at Richland, Washington on May 3rd, or the 3rd of May, 2022. Thank you so much for your service.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Rasmussen. See, I got it that time. Now, please help me welcome City of Richland Mayor Michael Alvarez.
So thank you, Diane and Commissioner Rasmussen. It's a privilege to be here with the Triton's original crew members. As a veteran myself, it's an honor to recognize the impact you had on American history and our community. I'd also like to thank all others who are joining us today for this special occasion. On behalf of the City of Richland City Council and employees, we're pleased to present this proclamation to recognize the incredible voyage as well as the scientific achievements you all have done. I'll read the proclamation now. Want to drop your glasses. Perfect. Whereas the USS Triton SSRN 586 was one of the first nuclear powered submarines operated by dual nuclear reactors, and whereas the USS Triton has a special connection to the Hanford reactors and the residents of Richland, and whereas in 1960, the original crew of the USS Triton successfully circumnavigated the globe entirely submerged and undetected, collecting valuable oceanographic data while demonstrating the Triton's technical abilities. And whereas the City of Richland recognizes and celebrates the valuable contribution of the Triton's original crew to the advancement of the nation's nuclear submarine program. Now, therefore, I, Michael Alvarez, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of the City of Richland, Washington, do hereby expressly, publicly, and formally to the crew of the members of the USS Triton, the city's appreciation and gratitude for service to our nation and their significant impact on the nuclear age. In witness therefore of, I hereunto set my hand caused to be affixed hereto the official seal of the City of Richland, Washington on this 12th day of May 2022. Thank you all.
Yeah. He's just a little taller than the rest of us. So thank you, Mayor. Okay. So thank you for joining us today to celebrate and honor the crew of Operations with all others who have served and are serving our country. Thank you also. I'd just like to take a moment to recognize the entire Port of Benton team from facilities all the way through who have helped us make this event possible today, and also would like to recognize our partners, the City of Richland and Washington State University Hanford History Project. Let's take a moment. And our team has a special thank you as well to our colleague who has exemplified her care and her heart in every detail of today's event. And I'd like to recognize Summers Mia. So on behalf of the Port of Benton and our community, we invite you to tour inside the Triton Sail today, visit our lobby to view Triton exhibit that we put together for you. And we've got some refreshments in the lobby as well. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you to all of you for your service.